I'm Colson Pierce, and I'm from the Southwestern FFA chapter in Somerset, Kentucky, and my SAE is Diversified Agricultural Entrepreneurship. So I've grown up on a grain farm my entire life. I was driving a tractor or sitting in a tractor ever since I was a little kid. My SAE is a farming operation that includes corn, soybeans, canola, sheep, and cattle. And so diversity has been a huge part of my operation. FFA really allowed me to, have interest in agriculture and leadership and being part of my community. And so FFA really helped me find my place in high school.
So when Colson first walked into his first ag class with me, he was actually really quiet. And I always took him as a shy kid, honestly. And then the longer I had him in class, his personality just came out. Colson is definitely the life of the party. All of his friends would tell you that. He's funny, great storyteller, but he also uses that in his leadership style. I think he just naturally draws people in and makes people want to be a part of something. I think it was when he realized he could use those traits that make him a great friend, a great brother, a great family member, that also makes him a great leader.
Well, some of the big milestones that I felt my SAE has had has been getting an FSA youth loan for $5,000. That's been a huge help to get started and get off the ground. That definitely helped me to position my business as something that, could be profitable and could be successful. And then a second milestone would be buying my first combine. I went up to Illinois and bought my first combine with my brother, and that allowed me to have a lot bigger stake in my SAE and have a lot bigger stake in the business. And a third milestone would definitely be taking a lead and taking charge of insurance and ag policy. That's something that real farmers do. And so being able to, work on my own insurance, work on my own loans, that's grown-up stuff.
I think for especially freshman members who are in their first ag class, they may see what Colson has done and it might seem overwhelming, but successful SAEs, they truly start small and they start in that freshman ag class. And then working to grow and diversify every year is what it takes to get to that level.
He and his brother actually hired two of our other students to be their farm hands. They brought them in, and they were basically just weed eating and doing just general maintenance around the farm. And those two young men in the last 2 years have gone from that to operating planters and tractors. And you've got 17-year-old kids out here operating $500,000 equipment. And Colson and Riley basically have overseen that and helped train those guys and basically been the managers and the true employers of those. And that's probably learning how to manage employees has been a huge fun thing to hear them talk about, just dealing with personalities and everything that you deal with when you have employees. So they've got a lot of experience for their age in life already.
Where Colson is more of a social, more just easier person to communicate with. I think he's better as far as the working with employees and things like that. As business owners, you need to have a cabinet of people that you can work with, and then our goal right now is to learn as much as we can. That way in the future, we can achieve greater success.
Colson's got a lot of diverse skills, and like I say, he can surprise you. He can do anything, can't
yeah,
he?
he can do anything he wants to. So yeah, Colson's next big step, I guess, is deciding what he's going to do in college and that pathway.
Where he will be professionally in the world. So
yeah.
I think he's definitely got a tie to farming and agriculture. And what's his spin going to be on?
I don't really know what it's going to look like in the future, because you never know how agriculture, how the market, how the economy is going to go. I want to be able to, have a stake in my community, have a stake on my farm, having your own brand for the future. And I really want to bring that kind of through a farm.
When Colson's name was called, it just kind of felt like a bow put on top of that story, that chapter of their life.
As far as I know, we're the second only set of brothers that's won it in the state of Kentucky. And we're both the only state star farmers from Pulaski County. So for me and Colson, I think it's just a privilege, and not only to represent our county, but to represent the state of Kentucky for what young Kentucky farmers can achieve.
They both have been excellent leaders in our chapter, and now them winning this, it's not only served as a goal that we maybe hope to see other members want to achieve one day, but it's also just brought pride to our community, seeing two local farm boys who started small, build it up to what they have today.